get some attention. It doesn't even have to be accurate. But the problem that I have with it is that I just don't see many rational suggestions for what to do about any of it. And that always makes me less interested in the content. I would like to see more ideas on things that people have seen, people have done, that have worked, to give them a leg up. So let's get into some of that. Now I'm going to reference some things that I've done. I'm not going to go too deep because I've already mentioned a lot of it. This one is more about how you might go about getting started on your own plan. And then I'm going to come back to what I might do if I was starting out today with everything currently going on. So the quick view of my plan, at least initially, was to buy a 1/4 ounce of gold a month for 8 years. I had other things happening at the same time, but that was my scheduled plan. I was just trying to put aside something extra in case I ever needed to cover an emergency. And after a year of buying a 1/4 ounce of gold each month, well, I had 3 ounces that could cover, or at least help cover, most emergency needs that I had at the time. I've said this before, I think 3 ounces of gold is a great initial goal, maybe even a final goal. It all depends on where you're at in life. And at the end of 8 years, I had 24 ounces of gold. That gave me a way to subsidize a bad month with an ounce of gold for 2 years before I was in trouble. And I'm going to stop there. My plans, my expenses have changed over time. I have videos where I've expanded on those plans, explained what I'm up to. I've increased those goals for what I want to hold. But the point in this video isn't what my plan is or was. It's about you having your own plan. And I think there are a few concepts here that apply to this. I'm going to look at 4, and I'm going to tell you how they apply to gold for me. The first concept is pretty easy. It's just having a plan so you know which direction to head. Navy SEAL training has so many great points of advice here. My favorite is don't run to your death. But if that seems a little bit morbid, the idea of slow being smooth and smooth being fast, well, that works too. The idea is to take a minute, come up with a strategy before you jump in. In the case of gold purchases, that means figuring out your budget, means figuring out what you can stick to without being unnecessarily painful, figuring out what to buy so you don't realize that you've made a mistake early. You've just been repeating it over and over. And it means knowing